Okay, where is the tape and the scissors? I think it's over here. Oh, and they're here. Hi, come on in. Welcome. Okay, so before we get started, I have to have a little cup of coffee. If you would like to pause this video and go grab yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and join me. Because today I'm going to teach you the power that you have within you to present the present of life to your family. And I'm also going to teach you a few really cool tips and tricks on how to wrap that perfect present. And I hope that when you leave this show today, you will walk away feeling inspired and not required. So let's get started. Okay, well, I hope you got your cup of coffee or tea. I'm going to teach you how to wrap a present. I really believe that we need to go back to the good old days where we actually took time to wrap a present and make it beautiful because it's part of the presentation. And you know what? It speaks to the person that you're giving the present to, that you actually took time and you put a little bit of your heart in it. I know I love gift bags too and tissue paper, and I use those sometimes when I'm kind of in a hurry, but I always love to just take my time and wrap a present. So I'm going to teach you just a few little tips and tools on how to do that, but we're going to start by taking this beautiful box. So I love having beautiful boxes. Obviously, if you're going to do a big Christmas spread, you have all the boxes that you need that make it economical and you're not having to buy like these special boxes. But if it's a one-off gift, go a little bit extra mile and make that beautiful gift. If you don't have paper, you can use a beautiful box like this and just wrap a ribbon around it. And that's also okay. But let's start by wrapping a present. So this box is a little bit of an odd size. So I want to make sure, because I don't believe in this length, that there's going to be enough to come all the way up. So I'm going to start by going all the way around, and we're going to have to trim this a little bit, but you're going to take it and start it where you put that paper right into the middle. Okay, I typically would pull this over, measure it, kind of get an eye for it. All right, I'm going to cut it about right here. So then I'm going to take that out. Let me show you how to do this really quick. Most of the wrapping papers are going to have this line right down the middle, so you can use this line to follow to make a nice, clean, straight cut. One of the little tricks that my mom taught me was don't look at where you're at, look where you're going. That'll preach. So if you just watch where you're going, like watch where you want to land, your arm will actually follow. So that's a really good little trick. I'm going to take this box and it's a perfect square box. So let's see, we're going to pull this up first, take it to the middle. Now you can also use the double-sided tape, which I love if you want to make it super special. So then you're not seeing any tape at all, but we're going to do that. And then when you take that second piece over, take the edge. I love it to look a little bit more uniform, and just fold that edge, okay? I just take that edge and I fold it all the way down so that you have that nice, beautiful crease. And then you want to take that and push it all the way down and build your edges here. Like go ahead and build those edges on your box as you're putting that down. Now, as you lay that there, okay, we're going to just tape that there. And then you can see that we have an excess here of paper. So what I like to do is turn that around where that edge is facing me. And then I'm going to push that down and make a little marker. And you're going to probably take about half of that off because that's a really wide edge. So I'm going to take that down to there. Turn this around. I'm going to take it on the same side all the way around. And then take it down the bottom. And then all of this is going to get folded up, so you don't have to get super crazy about it being really, really perfect and straight. If you make a few mistakes, it's okay, because we're going to fold it all up. I'm going to do the same side on the other side. Wrapping a present is always, to me, such a special privilege. and a special opportunity to tell somebody how special they are to me. I'm the one that loves to put a little candy or a little something on the top of that present so that it can be extra special. Now, once you push this down, okay, you're gonna push that down and you're gonna create like 2 angled sides here. Once you create those angled sides, you're gonna push that down as tight as you can. And everything needs to be super folded and super tight, okay? And when you do that, you're kind of coming in like you're making the side of an envelope. Now, this is one of the tricks I do. I'll turn that down before I tape it. Leave that down so it's kind of sitting on the fold. Then I'm gonna do this again, okay? Where I'm pulling this down, I'm gonna make that sharp edge. Now, because I want it to be super tight, I'm gonna go ahead and tape that down to the box right in there. So that's already holding itself down. And then we're gonna pull that down again. You can see I'm really trying to get that in tight there. All right, now we're going to just tape that down on that edge. And then again right here. And then I'm gonna go to the other side. Now, I want you to keep in mind that I'm putting the tape where the ribbon's gonna go because I'm absolutely going to hide that tape with the ribbon. Let's see, I'm gonna fold that edge over so I can get a nice clean edge. I'm gonna pull that down there, and then we're gonna do it one more time here. Now we've got a beautiful box wrapped. Now here is where the exciting part comes. If you want to, you can take your fingers and just kind of run very gently, but press on your fingers right around here to give a real tailored edge there, because I think it looks really beautiful whenever there's a tailored edge. Now let's go to the ribbon. Okay, so what you're gonna do with your ribbon is you're gonna take your ribbon and go 1, 2. That's 2 on the one edge. Then you're gonna turn it around and go 1, 2, okay? Here's the trick. Once you do that, you have your spot. I always do this just because I need extra. I can always cut a little bit more off, but I cannot add more. So I'll fix these edges in just a minute. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that ribbon and we're gonna find the middle of it, just like that, okay? Now you're gonna take it over the top of the box. Turn it around, then you're crossing it like this, tight, pull it back around. Now you have this like you're tying your shoe. It goes underneath that ribbon there. You tie that again, super, super tight. Put your finger there, just like you're tying your shoes, and you make 2 little bunny ears. Don't leave that flat like that. Make sure that you put some body in that because it truly wakes up the whole box. And it makes it just look so beautiful and so there, like volume. You want it to be volume and layers. So now that we have that there, I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut my tail. So you're gonna fold that in half and cut up. So you're cutting a nice tail like that, okay? So now you have that. And then I just like to scrunch that in and let it kind of fall like that. And then this one, I'm gonna cut that around like that, and then I'm gonna just scrunch that in. And now you can end with just that. But I'm gonna add a little something extra to that. These little berries you can find at all your craft stores. Whatever your theme in your house is, try to buy your wrapping paper to match your theme. So I will just take this little berry stem and I'm just gonna tuck that in right on top there, bring that up and give it some volume. If you want to be a little extra, which I love to be, I'm going to take a little piece of candy and I'm going to wrap a ribbon around the edge here. Okay? We're going to tie this super tight into the bow. And you guys know what? How sweet is that to get a little candy on your actual gift? Because if you know me, you know I love to feed people. So I'm always adding little extras that people can enjoy as they receive a gift from me. So then we're gonna refluff that, put that there, add all this extra here, and then we have a very cute little present. And you know what? I want you to get super creative with this. I want you to find all the little things that you love. Find some candy, find some different little presents. I even love to attach a beautiful little ornament to that as an extra gift to the present. But what's most important is that you let this present be a reflection of who you are. Hey friend, I just want to remind you that you matter so much. You are the heartbeat of your home. When you rise, everything around you rises. And that's what my ministry is all about. Helping women to discover who they are in God, finding freedom from the things that hold them back, and stepping boldly into the role that He's called them to fill. When you support Carla Shellis Ministries, you're helping to rescue and restore women and children from exploitation and abuse. Your partnership with us will help provide resources for others to achieve freedom in all areas of their life. Every teaching, every outreach, every rescued life is about restoring the family and the home through the woman, through you. When you support this ministry, you're saying yes to healing, yes to hope, and yes to women walking in their God-given purpose. So let's rise together and let's make our homes and our world a reflection of His love. So you might know me from socials where I teach a little bit about etiquette. Well, welcome to Manners in a Minute. Let's talk about arriving at a Christmas party. Now, I don't want you to be late, but if you're gonna be late, make sure that you send a quick message to the hostess and say, I'm in traffic, something just happened, here's my ETA. That is such a huge help to the hostess. Try, if you're gonna be late, to stay within that 5 to 15 minute mark. Try not to go past that, even though I know you have to do it sometimes, but make sure you communicate with your hostess. If you're going to be on time, I want to give you a little bit of a hint. As a hostess myself, don't be knocking on that door straight up 6 o'clock. If the invitation says 6, try to walk in at 5 minutes after 6. It gives her a little buffer to get everything correct. And for crying out loud, do not be early to the party. Being early to the party is one of the biggest faux pas when you're hosting a party. So be on time or just 5 minutes after, because that's what great people do. Hi friends.
Hi.
Welcome to my home.
Thanks for
I'm
having
so
us.
happy that you guys are here because y'all are gonna help me to explain what I believe is the power that we carry inside of us as women to present the present of life to our families.
Love that.
It took me years and years to break the thinking that I had that it had to be 50-50. So like my husband needed to do his part and I'll do my part. My husband needed to come halfway and I'll come halfway. And I finally thought, you know what? If it's just me on a planet, what I sow, I will reap. God will restore to me 100-fold what I sow into the kingdom. So then I took a deep dive and I started thinking, what is it that God wanted from us? What is it that He said in His original language in the Old Testament, which is Hebrew? What did He say that when He thought about when He created us as women? And I went on this deep dive and it fulfilled me in a way that I can't explain. And I'll be talking about this way later in these shows. But for now, what grew up in me, so I grew up in a Mexican family. I'm Mexican American. And so I saw it by example. My mom and my grandmother, everybody's always, hosting and cooking and doing and serving. I understand all the different levels.
Yeah.
What I finally understood was the power that I carried simply because I was born a female. Not because I inherited it from my in-laws or from my mother or from my fill in the blank, my legacy behind me, not because I went to school to be a great hostess or because, I read all the Martha Stewart magazines that I love so much, but simply by my birthright. God showed me, you're a female. The second it was determined in your mother's womb that the estrogen would keep moving forward and the testosterone would back down in the 8th week of gestation, it was determined I was going to be a female. And from that moment on, all of the power that God had given to us as females was already there.
Wow.
Which is why I always say everything that you need is already within you. The thing is that we've been taught a message and a lesson that we got to be more like men. And every time I speak on this, I never want to disrespect men because they have their place in the family. I believe, ladies, that men are created for 3 reasons. And this is my analogy on this. And every time I say this to men, they go, they do. They go, yes. 3 reasons: to war, to provide, and to protect. If we can leave the guys to those 3 things, they're so easy. We're the complicated ones.
We are.
We are.
We are. I guess
We are so complicated. So I want to show you guys a little example, and I want you to just flow with me and be completely honest with yourself and with me, because God showed me this about 15 years ago for me when I was wrapping presents for Christmas one year, and it wrecked me, and it changed my life after that. Okay, so first I'm going to give you a present. Okay, so this is for you, and don't open it yet. Okay, there, that's for you, Alyssa. Okay,
Thank you.
and then this one is for you, Norma.
Oh.
Okay. And then, of course, Shay, let me tell you,
Oh. Wow.
this one is for you.
Thank you.
I took the special time to wrap it and put some little, berries on it and make sure that this bow is nice and fluffy.
Perfect bow.
And isn't it so
It's a perfect
beautiful?
bow, yes.
And because I love you so much and I'm so thankful for you and I love everything that you've brought to my life. And so I just want you to have this beautiful
Thank
gift.
you. I love it.
Okay, go ahead and open your presents.
We get to really open them?
Yeah.
Open them? I don't want to mess up this bow.
I love that.
like,
See,
this bow is-
I love that girls say that. See, I don't want to mess up this bow. Okay, so you've got a nice, beautiful candle there.
Candle.
Oh, a candle.
Candle.
Love it.
Very beautiful.
Okay,
Sorry.
got a candle. That's okay.
Beautiful.
So you guys all have the same exact present. Let's throw all this away. Now, we have the same present. Everything costs exactly the same. So yours was $39.
Okay.
Yours was $39. And yours was $39. Exact same present, exact same value. Okay? How did you feel when I just threw you your present in a Walmart bag?
A little confused. I was like, okay. I mean, I'm thankful for the gift, but it felt a little. Here you go. Take it.
I feel like I understood you though, because I feel that way so often. It's like, thankfully, I had the time to get a present, but sorry, I didn't have time to wrap it. Here you go.
Yeah.
So I understood that.
They say the thought's what matters, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel about yours not having like the big bow on it, but just a plain?
Complete. It wasn't complete. I mean, it was pretty. The paper was great. The heaviness was good.
Like, there's a good sized candle in here.
Everything's good when it's heavy, right? And then, so what about you? How did you feel about your present being so finished and tailored?
Well, I just felt like someone took time to make this look perfect. And so it's like, even as I was like unwrapping it, I didn't like it felt like that was part of the present was how you gave it to me.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, it felt very intentional.
So in comparison to that, so when you saw hers, did you have any thoughts about, I wonder why mine's not decorated like that?
Yeah, kind of. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's really sweet and special because it seemed like you put a lot of effort, thought, and even communicated like, this is for
Yeah.
you. I thought of this for you.
Yeah.
And mine was sort of just, here you go. Yeah. I didn't even want to wrap it, but there you go.
You like
Yeah.
it?
Hope you like it.
What about for you?
I like the present, but the bow would have made it extra special. It's like
Yeah.
the cherry on top.
Yeah. And so let me share with you, and you guys can just give me your feedback on this and see if you feel the same way. But when I realized this, God spoke to me about how I was presenting the gift of life to my family. Because life is a gift.
Yes.
And the way that we live it and the perspective that we have is ours. So we can see it as stressful, anxious, angry, resentful, unforgiving. We can see it as loads to do, not enough time. Nobody's helping me. I'm so tired. And all of that is valid because we're all in those seasons, right? Or we can say, while we're doing life and while we're in that stress, we can change that perspective. It starts with us first. But here's the thing. If we're carrying the perspective of everything's so heavy, it's too much, there's not enough, I can't be like Instagram, I can't be like, TikTok or Pinterest or whatever, then we're constantly carrying the weight of that. But what we have to do is get to that point where we receive the abundance of life for ourselves first, and it's up here. And what overflows from that abundance then goes to our family. Right? And so for me, I thought step one was to get myself in a healthy place to receive the abundance from God. Because I can't give when I don't have, right? I don't want to keep prospecting my way out of trauma into trying to be a good wife and a good mom. I had to get healed first. So then I stop doing and I just start being.
So is it possible to have this amidst the chaos? Like,
Yes.
is that even possible?
Yes, and that's a great question, Shay. Thank you for asking that. I had the chaos. It was coming out of my ears, and I still have it in my life. But the thing is, it becomes the intention first. It becomes the intention. Because when we're in a position that everybody else that needs us,
Yeah.
we actually are filled in that space this way. The kids, the husband, the house, the chores, they need us too, but it doesn't fulfill us. It's more of a job. So we go to where we are fulfilled and we leave the garden behind. If you don't invest in your family and water your garden, which is your family, it will die. And then you'll look back and go, because I've all heard the saying, no one is ever on their deathbed going, I wish I had spent more time at work.
Yeah.
I wish I had checked off more of the task list. I will tell you, I am extremely busy. Now I'm an empty nester, so it's different. But I had my kids at home when I was building these businesses, when I had my change. And the thing is that when you schedule that time, whenever you schedule that time and you're with your family, you are present and everything else is out. But I also will tell you guys this. I made a huge shift in my life because I believed that I wanted to present your present the way I presented it to you.
Yeah.
I had a shift in my head. I thought, I need to do this for my family.
Yeah.
I need to, even till this day, my niece will need me for the babies. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm stopping what I'm doing. I'm going to go get the babies. It doesn't matter to me what is going on with my life. My family is always first. And I'm here to say that it is time for us to take this life, pull it back into our control, and represent it to our family. I truly believe that.
Love that.
Love it.
So good.
I truly believe that. I believe that we are created beautiful so that we could beautify. We have the gift of life within us to bring life to the lifeless, but we cannot do it without Jesus. We cannot. We have to have Jesus at our core. We have to have Jesus at our back and our sides and our front because he carries the burdens for us. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, if we just submit unto him, not to the whole world,
Right.
he's going to set your path straight. I promise you that the steps that I put together because I want to see women free. I don't want us to be burdened by anything else. And my heart is that you get set free first. And then when you are free, the anointing and the spirit of Jesus is going to flow through you. And then everything, literally, I'm a walking testimony of it. Everything just falls into place.
So good.
That doesn't mean we don't have stress. It doesn't mean we don't have offense. It just means that we have freedom.
I just want to go tackle it all now.
You see what I mean? That's the heart of a woman. That's the heart
It
of
is
a
the heart of a
woman.
It makes you feel empowered at the same time. Because I think when we can really understand why we're made and the power that we have, and we kind of shift that perspective of I have to do this or it's such a burden to I get to do this. This is how I'm made. This is what I'm called to do. Yeah. It kind of just shifts everything. It's powerful.
Yeah.
That is precisely my point. I used to be so frustrated with that I had to do the laundry yet again. And then I changed my perspective and I'm like, God, I'm so happy I have a family to wash for. I'm so happy that I have a washer and dryer and water and money to buy soap and clothes to wash. So ladies, I just want you to hear me say this. I know like you might be inspired right now and I really want you to take this as being inspired. I never want you to feel like I'm bringing a requirement to you. We have the heart to look to the left and the right and compare and try to be like her and try to be better because at our core, we all feel like we're not enough. We all feel like we just can't hit that mark. But I want to encourage you today, friend. You have everything within you to do this. All you have to do is make a choice. All you have to do is decide that you're going to change your perspective. And I want to encourage you right now, check out my freedom formula because it's so easy and it's just a few little tweaks in your thinking that will actually change the way you think, which will then change the way you live. And when you're happy, everything around you changes. And then whatever's going on around you, you can just walk through with grace. You can just have joy still because joy can never be robbed when it's in the center of who you are. So let me just encourage you. Always walk away being inspired and never required. Hey friends, I have a question for you. Do you ever feel like you give and you give until there's nothing left for you? If you're married, you might feel responsible for your spouse's happiness or even carry guilt for things that were really never yours to fix. Maybe you're questioning, why do I feel like I'm so alone? Well, let me tell you, you're not alone. So many of us have been there, and trust me, I have been there. I've been stuck in survival mode, trying to be everything for everyone, all while ignoring the truth of my own pain. But you know what I figured out? That is not how God intended for us to live. God created us to live from a place of being, not doing. I want to help you get to that place. And that's why I created the Freedom Formula. It's a powerful journey of emotional and spiritual healing, helping you discover for yourself that you are enough and that you can get it done and not be completely spent and exhausted. You can actually find a peace that's not robbed every time someone else that you love needs more from you. Because when a woman walks in her God-given freedom, she experiences a joy that she's never known before. And guess who benefits first from that overflow of her joy? First her, then her family, then her children notice it, and even her home. Everything shifts. If any of this resonates with you, if any of this makes sense to you, then this formula is for you. The Freedom Formula is an online course that you can take right from the privacy of your home and at your own pace. Listen, I'm a huge fan of therapy, but sometimes that can cost between $500 to $600 a month. And for $399 a year, you can take a step that will change your life forever. And if you grab the bundle, you'll get my beautiful workbook journal, plus a few little surprises that I want to throw in there just for you. And here's the most beautiful part. When you enroll in the Freedom Formula, you're also gifting it to another woman in need. It could be a woman in a safe house, recovering from abuse, or even sexual exploitation. Because God wants to use your healing to unlock someone else's. Let's start by saying yes to you. Yes to your healing, yes to your freedom, yes to finding your purpose, and most importantly, yes to becoming the woman that God has always designed you to be. Because everything that you need is already within you. Okay, what better way to end the show than with some hot chocolate chip cookies? You know, chocolate chip cookies actually psychologically have a connection to like a reward center and also like to just joy that just never ever stops. Have you ever actually taken the time to make chocolate chip cookies and then see the reaction of your family? It's always a big smile and everybody forgets whatever diet or restrictions they're on and everybody just wants a cookie. So I hope that you will take what you've learned today to be present for your family and take the gift of life, because life is such a gift, and present it first to you and then to your family. And don't forget, everything that you need is already within you. Who wants a cookie? All right, here we go. Nice. Look, see, everybody loves a good chocolate chip cookie, right? I love, love, love. And we can all have more than one. You guys don't have to just eat one.